Oh yeah, welcome to the Verge Live CES 2014, the post-Samsung wrap-up. I'm Josh Topolsky.
I'm Ross Miller.
Here with Ross. Ross Miller is here.
And I'm sorry.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm still thinking about it.
We're still reeling from a thing that just happened, a moment that we'll all never forget.
Live in infamy.
Yeah, in infamy. Michael Bay had a meltdown on stage during he had a little appearance at the Samsung event. He apparently the teleprompter was broken. He had no idea what he was actually supposed to talk about, and instead of winging it, which he said he would do, he just bailed.
That was winging it.
In an extremely uncomfortable way.
Well, as you know, Michael Bay is a minimalist, so that was as little as he wanted to do.
Yeah, sorry. Should I move this? I don't want to block my... no, that's fine. I was going to... What is happening? Okay.
Oh.
Anyhow, that's not important. What is important is Michael Bay...
Yes.
We hope he's okay, but
we wish him well.
Very uncomfortable
Why don't we just watch it? Let's just watch it.
Can we watch it? Let's just take a look at the clip. If you haven't seen it, here's Michael Bay having a very uncomfortable time on stage at Samsung and just bailing.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Michael Bay. Good afternoon, Michael.
How is everyone today? My job as a director is I get to dream for a living.
Michael, you know, you're known for such unbelievable action. What inspires you? How do you come up with these unbelievable ideas?
I create visual worlds that are so beyond everyone's normal life experiences. And Hollywood is a place that creates a viewer escape. And what I try to do is, as a director, I try to... the type is all off, sorry, but I'll just wing this.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah, we'll wing it right now.
Oh my God.
I try to take people on an emotional ride. And
The Curve? How do you think it's going to impact how viewers experience your movies?
excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I mean, part of me is laughing out of, like, I feel awkward for him. I mean, I feel bad.
Part of you is dying inside a little bit. It is like, I have to say, like, I feel kind of bad.
I get where you're coming from. I do.
Bay. It sucks. Like, his teleprompter failed.
Right.
And that's not a great experience. I mean, he would have had to basically just ad-lib. And he may be very nervous on stage. Some people are not. You know, he's a director. He's behind the camera. He's not a guy who's... Although he has done commercials and stuff.
But even then, like, it's not improvisational. There's a script. He's planned everything in advance.
I mean, it just is... It's so delicious how bad it seems.
It's tabloid in the best
It's a
ways.
little tabloid, but it's just... my understanding is Michael Bay's a pretty intense dude, pretty temperamental dude, and so this may have only been a real small taste of what he's like.
It's that he walked away before we actually saw the full-blown Bay.
You got to hand it to him. He at least just bailed.
Right.
What's happening? Is something running into this tent?
I don't...
Okay, good. Anyhow, but so that weirdly became the
that wasn't
the
what we were
news
going to talk about,
of the.
but.
Yeah, we were not planning on talking about Michael Bay, but then what happened is he did something amazing during the Samsung event. There's actually news. Samsung had real news.
Right.
That wasn't just famous directors.
Well, and there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. We did a show this morning, right after LG.
Yeah.
We've done that. Since then, there's been Panasonic.
You were not on that show.
Asus. I was not on that
Dieter
show.
was on
that
that
was
show.
Dieter.
Yeah.
I know we look...
much. Well, he's more blonde.
He's way more blonde.
He's got a blonder.
Way more attractive.
Blonder
beard
style.
is a little more
happening.
consistent.
That's right. Yeah. Blonde beard, though.
Blonde beard,
It's
yes.
always weird. But yeah, so we did an LG after show, and then we were like, hey, we'll do the Samsung after show. Little did we know we'd get this extra treat of weird stuff happening on stage. But so they introduced actual products. Let's talk about some of the products.
Right.
A bendable prototype 105-inch, 105-inch Ultra HD television, which Ultra HD, I guess, is their branding for 4K. I mean, there's some debate about what Ultra HD...
I'm getting very confused about this because
Yeah.
we've seen, I think Vizio, Panasonic, they're all saying Ultra HD.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it the same Ultra HD everywhere? Same 4K
You know,
everywhere?
I'm not sure that we know the answer to that. I think there's some debate about
Right.
whether Ultra HD is a single resolution or a set of resolutions. Anyhow, they introduced this Ultra HD bendable display, and this is the display that goes from curved to flat.
Yeah, so let's be clear. So the 105-inch is a real TV. That's going to come out. That's a 5120 by 2160 resolution, just like the LG one.
Right.
85-inch prototype.
Oh, it's an 85-inch. That's right. The 105-inch is a real TV.
Yes.
Which is just curved. It's not curved.
It's curved. That one's curved. That would be on sale. It just stays curved.
It stays curved.
Because
that's the
exactly
105-inch. That's the 105-inch Ultra HD. Then they showed a prototype of an 85-inch, which goes from curved
to flat. Yes.
And nobody knows why.
No one knows why you want curved in the first place.
If Michael Bay hadn't gotten off stage, we would fucking know why the TV can go from curved to flat.
I mean, he didn't know.
It was going to be revealed on his teleprompter, and now we'll never know. We will never know why the TV.
What if he's like, all right, guys, I'm cool.
No, it's over. It happened. What if Michael Bay? By the way, he's close enough that he could just roll in here right now and flip this table.
And just
and then rip our faces off.
You really think he's going to rip faces? You were saying this earlier too.
I think that if Michael Bay attacked you, he would first rip the flesh off of your face.
It's a face off.
And then he'd punch a hole through the skull.
Okay.
And then you'd be dead.
Wait, did he do face off?
No, he didn't do face off. That's is that a John Woo movie?
That might be John Woo.
Is Face Off John Woo? Did I just invent that? That's definitely John Woo. Because there's a scene with doves in it.
It's John Woo.
Yeah.
You're right, the white doves. That's
the white doves. That's a classic John Woo move. Anyhow, but getting back to Samsung's CES announcements.
So we had that.
So there's these new TVs, Galaxy Tab Pro and Note Pro tablets.
And you've got the Note 3 here, and you were talking about how much you love.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't talking about that. I have a Note 3 here that I'm messing around with, and I am blown away. I have not used. It's been a while since I've used a Samsung stock, not stock Android, but like a Samsung Android phone.
TouchWiz.
I spent an hour disabling applications on this, and it still has like all kinds of things that are super annoying.
Yeah.
Like their interface stuff is completely out of control. I don't know who's doing their design. I don't know who's responsible for what's happening on this phone, but it just is really, really depressing.
Yes, I remember.
I mean, listen.
Okay.
The phone is good. Some of the stuff on here is really interesting. It's just like you have to get through a thicket, if you will, a forest of a tangled web of weird UI tweaks and customization that seems completely arbitrary and like just meaningless. Like you can't put. Here's a random one. You can't put widgets on your lock screen if you use a pin or a swipe motion. If you lock your phone in any secure way, you can't have any widgets on your lock screen.
Because you can't decide.
But that's weird because every other Android phone lets you have them on the lock screen. Like that's not a Google thing. Android thinks that's not a Google thing. It's not an Android thing. Samsung thinks there's a security issue.
Which is weird because all I want to do is look at the web.
I feel like Samsung assumes their users are so stupid that they're immediately going to do something awful with the phone.
Well, they do have, simple mode, which is actually great. I think
and they have a bunch of security stuff on here. Anyhow, but this is, we're talking about the Note 3, but they introduced these new tablets. There's a 12.2-inch.
Right.
Is that the Tab Pro? No, that's the Note Pro.
There's two. The Tab Pro has a 10.4-inch and a 12.2-inch version.
Oh, okay, I'm very confused.
Or no, sorry, 10.1-inch.
That's right.
Galaxy Tab Pro has an 8.4-inch, 10.1-inch, 12.2-inch.
Yeah, we hear some
Note
video.
Pro. Next to it.
I feel like, I don't know, call me crazy, but I feel like the lawsuit has had little impact on the design of Samsung products. I guess, did they have hardware issues? Did they get slapped for the hardware? I can't remember what the attack was.
I don't remember either anymore.
But at any rate, so they got new big tablets, 12.2,
yes,
10.4. Can you tell, by the way, that we're already feeling the burn of CES?
Tired.
So I'm getting sick. I'm losing my voice.
I'm very sick.
I'm extremely ill.
And like little backstory, we have a writer that's already down.
Yeah, we've got one man down.
Yes.
He Michael Bay'd. In that he peace. But we think he has the flu.
Yeah. So he's quarantined.
We hope you're okay.
Anyway, but the big thing here is 4-pane multitasking, which is basically saying this version of Android is getting closer to desktop variant. You can now do way more at the same time.
Some new UI stuff on it.
Right.
Obviously pen input. And actually this UI, the stuff they're showing off here, is definitely some of the more handsome work that Samsung has done when it comes to their mobile products. Because there's a lot of bad stuff. But this actually looks really nice. I can't say what it's like to use because I haven't used them. But, not a huge announcement, but there are going to be certain people who are very excited about this. Definitely puts it, I mean, when you think about a 12.2-inch tablet in a 16.9 aspect ratio.
Right.
Are these 1610 or 16:9?
I think there's
1610 maybe.
It's a little.
Doesn't look narrow enough to be 9.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Wait, 1610.
Oh, 1610 is the narrower one.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Doesn't look narrow enough to be 1610. Then. I just get me out of here.
At any rate,
just
so
airlift me back to a normal place.
the thing that like these Pro models use, and I think the Asus is another example of that, is this divergence. Remember when Windows 8 first came out, and they're showing we're trying to figure out this tablet keyboard this hybrid.
Yeah.
With the Tab Pro, the Note Pro, they're offering Bluetooth keyboard and mouse for accessories. They really do think this is that be-all computer. I think it's why there's this multi-pane multitasking.
Yeah. No, they're definitely trying to turn Android on tablets into basically a laptop
everything you need.
replacement.
Right.
Yeah. And in some ways, I mean, with what they're doing, it can be. We were saying, I think last night, we were talking about, I can't remember now because I'm so tired, we're talking about the idea of Chromebook.
You do realize the show floor has not opened
No,
yet.
I know. That's the crazy part, is that the official CES is not even
started
yet. But we were talking about the idea of having, a Chromebook with Android apps, windowed Android apps. And I mean, this is, it's pure Android, but you can see how if you dock this with a keyboard, its utility goes way up.
Not just keyboard, but they're saying they're selling a Bluetooth mouse with this too. Like they're thinking.
And what are the price points on these? Did they announce?
Let me see.
We don't have price points.
No.
I assume these are going to be, some of these are going to be carrier deals.
Probably. I mean,
I'm sure they'll be
there's
selling
LG, LT. Sorry.
They do have LTE. Well, they're going to have both.
Right.
All right. What else did they announce? I can't stop thinking about Michael Bay, so it's hard to concentrate.
Yeah.
And I am losing my voice.
Well, same thing we saw with LG, and we're seeing with other companies. Like they did their 4K streaming stuff. The partner here is Amazon.
Yeah.
Reed Hastings came on for LG.
Yeah.
But Netflix 4K, it seems, is also on Samsung. They're getting, Technicolor and Go will stream 4K movies. Amazon's going to be a 4K streaming partner for here.
Yeah.
I mean, Samsung's obviously just pulling out all the stops to bring that content. And I get it, because the cable companies haven't announced any 4K options right now. It's going to be internet streaming.
Yeah, it's going to be internet streaming, but I don't see how they're going to be able to do this except to the people with just the most ridiculous bandwidth.
Right.
I mean, offices with big fat pipes. Like, I don't know.
Kansas City.
To a consumer, yeah, maybe in Kansas City, but to an average consumer, I don't know where they're going to get the bandwidth required to stream any of this content.
Look, I mean, it's aspirational. It's almost like they're future-proofing essentially, because no one is buying an 105-inch curved TV to run 4K streaming.
Well, I mean, there are other 4K options, but
there are.
Still, the point is, I mean, this would be exclusive to Samsung.
Right.
Okay, so there's a huge truck outside right now. We really got to get thicker walls next year. I mean, I thought we had hard walls this year. I really felt good about it.
I have a hard time.
Really got to do something about
walls in the first place. It's cloth.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of cloth.
Yeah, a little bit.
At any rate, but it's always been the chicken and the egg thing, because no one's going to buy a 4K television unless there's 4K content. Even the new consoles aren't 4K out of the box.
I mean, I just feel like we're so far away from 4K being a thing.
Right.
I think we're at least 5 years away from any kind of even beginning adoption of 4K.
Right.
I mean, like, I think we're 5 years away from the first consumers spending money on 4K TVs.
Well, how long was 1080p here before it became a thing?
I mean, HD existed forever in Europe and Asia.
Right.
Before it came to America, which actually is a great example of how long this stuff can hang around in even in other places before it gets to our shores. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, like, we've got bandwidth issues to contend with, delivery issues to contend with, and the fact that almost everybody's going out right now and buying brand new 1080p televisions.
Right.
So we're right now in this like golden age of television. TVs have become wildly affordable in the last, I'd say, 10 years.
Right.
The kind of price drops we've seen for really high quality televisions is a little bit insane. So we've seen this decrease in cost of TVs. We've seen this increase in quality of the stuff you watch on your TVs. Better delivery for things like movies. We're getting rentals and purchases faster because of streaming. And so everybody's kind of like, yeah, TV is a thing. So they're out there buying Roku, they're buying Apple TV, they're buying consoles that will play nice as a home entertainment. Okay, that's a bad pun, but totally unintentional. They'll play nice as a home entertainment option, and then you're going to go like, hey, oh, guess what? There's another thing. It's even better than this. I just don't think the consumer is nearly ready for that. Not here.
No.
I mean, not when we've only had like 10 years of HD. I don't even know if it's been 10 years.
I mean, listen, 5 years ago, go back to the game console thing. 5 years ago, we were just figuring out Blu-ray, HD, DVD. We didn't know what a non-480p movie would look like.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, remember the Wii? didn't do HD. It was
Didn't care.
It was a 480 console, and that was like the most popular console in America. Might still be the largest selling.
It's up there with like PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
It's really close.
And people are still jamming on their Wii's. that doesn't sound right.
Just gonna wing it.
But at any rate, so are you okay? So I just think the 4K push is real exciting. You can roll it out at CES and be like, hey, look at this new thing we have. But in reality, you're selling vaporware.
But also reality in the U.S. And I think we were talking about U.S. content partners, and I'm very curious international. LG and Samsung, both Korean companies, and Broadband Korea is a much different story.
I think you'll see it happen in Korea much sooner.
Right.
You have to have the content. You have to have the cameras. Every TV studio has to have the cameras. If you're gonna do a soap opera in 4K, you need a room full of cameras. If you're gonna do a newscast in 4K, you need a room full of cameras. If you're gonna shoot a drama, you need. I guess you can shoot. There are 4K devices out there, but most people aren't using them.
Right. It's also.
As an example, I know for a fact that a lot of networks shoot at 720. So if we're still shooting at 720. And we're talking about trying to go to 4K. People aren't even doing full HD.
But this is aspirational technology. It depends on how far out are we talking about.
Well, we're talking 5 to 10 years.
This is the year Paul Allen buys 4K. Next year, maybe the CEO of Qualcomm will get one. Year after, we'll start working our way down the executive chain.
Who's the customer? You think it's like a Paul Allen?
It's Paul Allen, Mark Cuban.
What are they watching on it? There's no content.
I don't know.
But they're not broadcasting Mavs games in 4K.
Mark Cuban might have his own 4K camera setup somewhere in the state, in the arena.
I guess that's possible, but I highly doubt it.
By the way, I'm sorry, we're going to go back to that for a second. He wore sweatpants and dress shoes. We completely forgot about this on stage.
Samsung had a lot of
weird stuff,
celebrity gaffes happening.
I'm sure they expected some kind of chatter.
Mark Cuban though, he just kind of does what he wants all the time.
Doesn't give a shit,
right?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I've already sworn. I've completely thrown all sense of propriety to the wind here.
Right.
I dropped an F-bomb in the Michael Bay post. You know what? It's time to grow up, people. We're not children.
No.
Time to swear for no reason.
Because children don't.
Thomas Ricker has been yelling at me in the trailer that he says that I swear. I insert swear words where they don't need to exist, and I disagree.
You dis-a-fucking-agree.
Come on now. All right, so what else did Samsung announce? Moving along after my 4K rant. I do think the 4K stuff is annoying. I think it's annoying in the way the 3D was annoying. It's you got to have it, you need it, you want it. And it's no, actually, people don't need it or want it. You just need to show something off. I just feel isn't there a better way to focus your energy? Is there something more interesting you could do than try to sell a new television or a bigger television or a curved television? In my opinion, curved is the biggest scam of all time. It's like a gimmick that's worse than 3D and worse than 4K. I'm not going to say 4K is a gimmick because it's a resolution bump.
Fair enough. In 3D, there are people who enjoy that feeling. Curved, I don't get, because if you're straight ahead, curved makes sense. If you are 5 feet to the right, 5 feet to the left, the hell are you looking at? You're missing.
Curved doesn't make sense if you're straight ahead.
No,
it's not like it's wrapping around you.
No, it's marketing foiled by geometry. Simple math. What the hell are you thinking?
My guess is that the argument will be you can have an IMAX experience in your home. But the problem is an IMAX screen is gigantic. It's really, really big. It actually does kind of wrap around you.
Yes.
Whereas 105 TV, even if it's really, that is very large, you're still going to be sitting 12 feet away from it or something. Yeah,
and the thought is and I remember when we were looking at the Oculus Rift last year, they were doing the curved a little bit just to say this is your peripheral vision, we're going to cover it up.
Yeah.
I don't think people are shooting for curved. I don't think they're shooting to say this is your peripheral vision. Just think about that.
No. It demands,
and I don't see any cameras ever doing that. It demands
a kind of buy-in that it's just nobody's going to provide.
Right, and there's no ecosystem for it. 4K, I get, we're building an ecosystem. 3D, they tried.
Well, 4K makes sense because it's a natural evolution.
Right.
Resolution goes up. That's a real thing. Mm-hmm. CPUs get faster, screens get higher resolution. Those are things that make sense and are real and that we actually have found utility in and use for, right?
Right.
We know that adding memory, making faster chips, adding screen resolution, that has positive benefits that people really respond to.
Right.
What we don't know is, will they respond to insane gimmicks like your TV is curved, and they won't. What's going to happen is it's going to be like 3D, and next year they'll have some other thing like we made triangle display.
Well, to be fair, 3D lasted a long time. It got close, but we'll see curves.
This year,
for,
Vizio said they
years.
basically announced like 3D is dead.
Yes,
They said we're not. They said we're not making any more 3D television.
but 4K is a thing.
But 4K, I can understand the argument, even if I don't fully agree that it's going to happen really soon.
Right.
I get that 4K is a thing that will happen.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that 4K will someday in the distant future replace 1080.
Mm-hmm.
But we're a decade away from
We're
that.
a decade
at
away.
least.
So here's
I mean,
the
people will buy them sooner than that, but we're a decade away from it replacing what exists.
or like being like
you have to change the infrastructure.
possibly affordable, even in like a Black Friday.
Of course, imagine the internet in a decade. Imagine the web in a decade. Imagine streaming services in a decade. Can you even
Well, I mean, if we,
fathom?
think about the dial-up era.
I mean,
Like we could not have even like imagined an HD video back then streaming.
Assuming that humanity exists in 10 years, of course. I mean, we're probably all going to get wiped out by a dirty bomb or something. But
Or a
if that-
drone. Probably something
or a
we've
drone.
seen at the show.
Oh, a drone with carrying a dirty bomb.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't happen, in a decade, we'll probably be watching 4K television.
And we'll be angry about these 8K triangles.
Be
they're
like,
trying to sell
enough
us.
with the 8K. but that's the annoying
Back
thing.
in my day,
See,
we were fine with
I'm
1080p.
psyched about technology. I love technology.
Yes.
But what I don't like is technology for the sake of new technology for the sake of saying it's new. And I do feel like there is something to the 4K push that's like, I know you want us to want it, but we don't really need it. It looks great.
I mean,
but my TV looks amazing.
this is the pixel density argument. At some point, the
Yeah, but
screen
you're
size
far
you have.
enough, you're far enough away
Right.
from the screen that pixels don't matter. We don't have consoles that can do 4K gaming in any level of detail or quality.
But this is definitely a get off my lawn kind of argument right now. Because in a couple years,
It's not. It's get on my lawn.
let's get on your lawn.
It's something I want. Okay.
Well,
Anyhow,
the other thing I want to talk about for Samsung, and this
Yeah.
is early on, pre-Bay.
pre-Bay.
This is a
It's a new service where you buy and sell clips of Michael Bay melted down.
this is President and CEO BK Yoon. This is we're talking about the smart home stuff, which was interesting. Imagine taking a call from your refrigerator without picking up your smartphone.
I love it. Can you imagine? Such
Just
a thing?
I'm like reaching for a beer in the fridge, and all of a sudden
taking a call.
my water dispenser says you have a phone call. Would you
Here's
like
what I
to
don't
talk
understand.
to your water dispenser?
Here's the amazing thing about mobile phones. They go into your pocket.
Yeah,
You can carry them around anywhere. They're small, they're light,
right.
they slide right into, well, I mean, not the Note, but other ones are small. It's pretty light. But why would you want your refrigerator to receive a call?
It's convenient. It's glanceable
but I'm
information.
saying, oh, okay.
I'm gonna just playing devil's advocate for, advocate for this one,
because what's convenient is that you happen to be standing in front of the refrigerator at the moment
Yes.
a call comes in.
and you don't want to reach into your pocket because you have 2 beers in your hand,
Yeah.
and you have voice commands.
Why not just put something why not just, instead of having me replace my refrigerator with the one that takes calls, why not just make a unit that sits in the kitchen that can take calls?
Well, eventually all
They
all
can sell.
fridges
They
will
can
just
sell for
come.
like $100.
Look, all cars now come with like
Well, I have an
power
idea.
steering. All
Here's an
fridges
idea.
will come with.
What if they could
voices.
make like an earpiece you could wear in your ear, and then when your phone would ring, even if you didn't have your phone in your pocket, you could answer a call using it.
This is the Ray Kurzweil. We're going to inject phones into our.
No, I'm
bloodstreams.
describing a Bluetooth earpiece.
Well, we're
That's what
getting
I'm
there,
describing.
but I mean,
but I'm just saying, like, that would be more convenient than the refrigerator that picks up phone calls.
this is
I
also.
know I sound like a Luddite right now, but like again, I'm all for refrigerator tech that's really useful. Like Samsung has a refrigerator that makes seltzer.
Yes.
That's a cool refrigerator. I want that.
But remember, they also want you to have a Galaxy Gear smartwatch and say, "I want seltzer."
Yeah, if you're wearing the
so that it
smartwatch,
can
what do you
make-
need the refrigerator for? I don't
Again,
understand.
you've got 2 giant kegs. You're just dragging them around.
Yeah, you're
you
like,
can't see your wrist.
I got these 2 liters. I got like the 3 liter. Remember the 3 liter bottles? They were like, look, we can make bigger. And it's like, I got my 6 liters of Coke right now. I just don't have my hands free to answer my gear.
my watch is on the wrong
Can't
side.
do this because my Coke will pour.
My glasses. I
everywhere.
don't have the smart glasses.
Can't get up here.
Yeah.
Is that thing?
I'm
Something.
chewing my mouth closed, so I can't really
Right.
voice act it. No,
Yeah.
but
Is there a command for answering the call on the refrigerator?
I'd probably leave me alone. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't
okay.
it.
Okay, refrigerator.
Yeah, okay, refrigerator, let's do this.
Okay, refrigerator, answer the call. I don't know.
But I mean, there is an element, and this speaks more broadly to this essay you wrote years ago. This is my next era, the persistence idea, where I want my chat persistence everywhere. This,
the continuous client.
this is too extreme of it, but
Well, the question about here's the thing about the continuous client idea is that first off, it's great, but
the idea is like, is your
but you want your
best-in client or any kind of
but
like
you want your
couch.
experiences to follow you and be consistent. But your refrigerator is not a place where the experience has to live. because it's a refrigerator.
It has circuitry, it has a connection.
No, I understand that, but then why not just make units that go in the house that have those things? Because then you could put them in every room. A refrigerator is a $5,000 the refrigerator they're selling is probably a $5,000 investment.
Right.
You know, you don't need a $5,000 refrigerator to answer a call in your kitchen.
Well, maybe you don't.
I just bought a refrigerator. Actually,
Okay.
let me tell you.
What special? Does it have internet? Does it have a touchscreen?
It is a connected refrigerator that knows when I'm hungry.
Okay.
And it has a motorized arm that swings out and can snake through my house. It's like the Inspector Gadget arm.
So you just
it can snake through my house.
Go Gadget.
Yeah,
beer.
and then it'll hand me food wherever I am in the home.
How well does
Second
it make
floor,
a sandwich?
third floor. It makes amazing turkey sandwiches.
great.
I don't eat turkey sandwiches. That's the problem with it, really, is that I don't eat turkey, and it keeps preparing turkey sandwiches for me.
You would think it learns,
which I
having
find,
artificial intelligence.
frankly, a little annoying. So thanks a lot, Samsung. You made a refrigerator with a robot arm that produces sandwiches and delivers them to me anywhere in the house, and yet the sandwiches are always wrong.
You just have buyer's remorse. You wanted to wait for the voice command, so now you.
And it was $25,000, but I feel like it was worth it. You know, but seriously, folks. All I'm saying is I just want us to make technology that makes sense. I'm asking for a little bit of sanity. I know that things are a little weird right now. Yeah. I know that the weather patterns seem confusing. You know, there's you know, body parts falling from the sky. You know, Michael Bay's walking off stage. You don't know if it's going to be okay next week or next month. Mm-hmm. But when we think about making new technology, I just would like us to say, hey, do we really need this? Is it cool or does it suck? Is this a waste of everybody's time or is it going to be awesome? And then if it's not awesome, I wouldn't make it.
Clearly, you never owned a Tamagotchi.
A Tamagotchi is that's the animal, that's the little guy you had to keep alive, right?
Exactly. Completely worthless. But
well, I mean, it was like Candy Crush.
Right.
Candy Crush isn't anything.
And you're
you don't
saying
need
Candy
it.
Crush is like
no, Candy Crush
the fall
is cool.
of humanity.
No, it's a highly addictive. It's a highly addictive mobile video game.
Yes.
I think that's great.
You think that?
Hey, that's wonderful.
A talking fridge, a fridge that has Skype.
But I think
terrible idea. Candy Crush.
People want to be distracted by games. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be distracted by taking a call in the refrigerator. You know what they want to do? They want to get the food out of the refrigerator. They want to put the food into their mouth.
Look, all this technology constantly makes us
until they're morbidly obese.
But
and can't fit into the iRoad.
We have all this technology that's making us antisocial. This is a fridge that lets you talk to your friends.
I can't believe you're even saying this to me with any kind of straight face.
No, this is not a straight face. I know you're playing devil's advocate. I am very tired.
I understand you're playing devil's advocate right now, but I think you know the truth.
I would never buy that.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that the fridge is not cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to be able to. Okay. We're belaboring.
Just say your children and your children's children are going to have talking fridges.
I mean, when you think about in 10 years what the kids who are born now,
right,
what they're going to be like and what they're going to know in 10 years, it's upsetting to me.
What are your grandchildren going to bitch about on a hologram triangle 8K set?
They're going to bitch about their invisibility suit, you know, is like malfunctioning in certain light.
Their clothes filters is
like their hovercraft won't reach light speed fast enough. What do you think your grandkids will be bitching about?
Like you think I'll have grandkids? That's
well,
very
okay, fine. I don't know. You asked me. I'm just asking you. I'm trying to be polite. I'm sorry if that's upsetting to you.
It's very upsetting to me.
Yeah. Well, let's pretend that you were going to have grandkids.
Let's say they would.
What? You don't want to address the kid topic right now? Why not? Why don't you want to have grandkids?
It's a funny story.
I'd like to hear about it.
I would like to hear about it too. We'll get to it.
Let's do it. Let's go deep dive right now.
Let's move. No.
All right. Let's hypothetically, if you had grandkids, very uncomfortable. You're going to walk off like Michael Bay.
I'm just trying to wing it here, Josh.
All right, so you have grandkids. This is like what, in 30 years?
Yes, 30.
What do you think they'll be complaining about?
They'll be bitching about
Will there be a CES in 30 years?
There'll be a CES.
And your grandkids will
it'll be streamed to the brain. They'll be mad because they injected the new Samsung TouchWiz into their bloodstream.
Oh God.
And
oh my God.
And look, the problem is
like TouchWiz will take on a whole new meaning though, won't it?
Take on a very new meaning. But like one of their friends jailbroke
it. It's in your body.
Yeah.
It really is. You really will be touching.
Let's just admit, our grandchildren will have a snow crash problem.
I feel like Stoke Crash will seem quaint and outdated, but maybe you're right.
Maybe.
You're saying their brains are going to be getting crashed by a virtual reality.
One of their friends was just being cool, trying to jailbreak their bloodstream, and then it just spread.
Yeah.
Like it's the
they're like
techno
he bricked,
HIV.
Hey, where's your friend Bobby? I haven't seen him around lately. And they're like, oh, he bricked himself.
Yeah.
Trying to jailbreak, trying to unlock the baseband in bloodstream touch with.
In fairness, his fridge told him it was a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. He's bricked himself.
Let's move on. There was a couple things that happened before Samsung.
Yes.
I think Pebble we'll talk about later in the week too, but we should talk about that for a second.
What else happened?
There's Pebble Steel. Asus.
Oh yeah, Pebble Steel, which is the first smartwatch I might actually consider buying.
Right.
Everybody in the trailer bought one.
Already?
Yeah, I came back. It was going on, and I walked in. I was out for a minute, and then I came back, and everybody was like, "Yeah, I just bought 3 new Pebbles."
Jesus.
I don't know. I mean, it's like, why not wait and check it out? We're gonna get a review unit probably. Let's see what the review says. You think that we know better?
Well, here's
wait
the thing.
for the review.
Everyone. I mean, Christ, I'm using a Pebble right now.
You are.
I like it.
You kind of sound like a spokesperson at this point.
You're
wearing the Pebble.
amazing.
You're wearing the Pebble.
Let me tell you all about it, Josh.
Yeah.
No, but like we want the glanceable information. We're tired of being the assholes that like pull phones out at the dinner table. We want to be assholes who look at our wrists at the dinner table.
Is this better than doing this? I mean, I don't see a huge. This is great
it's the I can hold my beer.
It's great for a little bit of information, but I just feel like I don't know.
No, it's
still looking down.
It's a convenience factor.
I mean, when you check your watch, when you're with somebody and you check your watch,
right.
The first thing they think is like, do I need to wrap things up? Like if we were talking right now, just start talking about something.
Okay, so the other day I was talking to my friend. God, here we go.
I mean, what is that? How does that make you feel? Makes you feel like I need you to finish because I have to go do something more important.
It does, yes.
Yeah. So how is it better to do that while you're talking to somebody than to do this?
I think we're getting to a point where
this almost is like we know, like, okay, he's checking his phone. He might get back to this conversation.
I mean, yes and no, because you're going to stare at it for a while.
I'm like Andy Rooney now.
Let's not forget that, like,
I'm like
at some point,
I'm a grumpy old
these are going to be weekend notifications, so I'm going to be looking right at you.
I need a cane to, like, wave at people.
Right. But the future is you're going to be talking to me, and I'm going to be staring right at you, and I'm just checking my email
right now.
eyelids. Well, I'm checking email.
Are you checking your email?
Yeah. This
well,
blinks.
That's Google Glass.
Archiving.
That's what you're describing.
Yeah.
You just take a picture of me? Or were you just winking at me for sex reasons?
It's a Snapchat.
That's what people are going to say in the
Snapchat.
future. They're going to say, are you winking at me to take a picture? Or are you telling me you want to have sex with me?
Yeah, so this will be the more tasteful one. Like, no, I'm seriously just looking at my phone.
You're not saying I want to have sex with you by
these are not
looking
quick
down
shots.
at your watch.
Seriously just checking my email.
Yeah. All right. So is there anything else about Samsung we need to talk about?
No. That was
way
Samsung.
off. We're way off.
Pebble, I think we're going. Asus had one interesting
Internet of Things.
Oh, yes.
That's the other thing they mentioned. Samsung said it's the Internet of Things. Last year, when Qualcomm did their keynote, they said it was the Internet. It was the Internet of Things.
It was the mobile generation. Internet of Things is a phrase that's been around for a very long time.
Yeah, Internet of Things. But they said they had another term for it. It was like
not generation mobile.
It was like but it was like not the Internet of Things, but it was like the Internet of Stuff or the network of things. It was some variation.
Was it of everything? The Internet of everything?
The Internet of everything.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, it's like some minor variation that means exactly the same thing. Anyhow, go ahead. So Samsung now said this is the year. 2014 is the year of the Internet of Things.
Right, which is they say every year.
But I think what's happening is like let's stop trying to define the year that the Internet of Things happens, and accept that the more things we make that can be connected, the more we're going to connect them.
Right.
And things are going to be connected. And it's not going to happen in a year. Like a year is going to be this is the time when it happened, unless Apple makes something, and then then they'll have officially started the Internet of Things.
Right.
Apple's going to make like a cube that's just connected, but they don't tell you what it does.
I do realize
it's just a black cube, and they're like, this is connected in the home. And you're like, what is it doing?
Where has this live show gone to?
And that's it. You heard it here first.
So,
what is happening?
We're having our own Michael Bay moment. We need to wrap up.
I mean, I guess we're just going to wing it.
We've been winging it the whole time.
We're just winging it. Okay, so we're going to skedaddle because that's what we do here.
Yeah, but we do have a lot to go because like the actual nonsensical podcast that we do.
The actual Vergecast After Hours is going to happen later tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. East Coast.
Right.
And here's what's going to happen before that.
Right.
Sony is doing a press event.
It's 5 p.m. It's always very
At 5 p.m. we'll have that live on the site, live blog and stream.
Yes.
And then Valve
Valve. So Valve is also happening at 5. It's unfortunate timing.
Yeah, so Valve and Sony are happening at exactly the same time. You're just going to pop up 2 browser windows,
Yes.
locked to the Verge, where we're going to be streaming both of them and live blogging.
We'll be
Are
streaming,
we streaming Valve or no?
We're streaming Sony. We only have one
Sony.
stream.
So, okay, we're streaming Sony, but
Sorry,
not
Valve.
Valve. But should be some interesting stuff. This
Yes.
is the year of
This is the coming out
the
for
year
the
of
Steam
the
box.
Steam box.
Yeah, which is a different
So-
way of thinking about consoles that we've seen before.
Right.
Hopefully, it does something.
They call them Steam machines, though, right?
Steam machines. Steam box is that colloquial.
Steam box is a
term.
better name, but that's fine. I guess too much like hot box. I get it. Like for weed. Because nobody at Valve spoke.
We're just gonna wing this goodbye.
Yeah, we are winging it right now. So anyhow, so tune in to The Verge tonight, 5 o'clock Pacific for Valve and Sony, and then after that, when those wrap up, we will be back with the Vergecast After Hours, dissecting those events, the whole day's events, probably talking more about Michael Bay, and definitely drinking.
Absolutely.
So get ready. So that's the show. We'll be back soon, and thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.